Everyone able to see my screen online, guys? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see.
Fine. So it's already 7, right? So let's get started. Fine. Yeah. So before going to DevOps introduction, right? So let me introduce myself first. So my name is Ram. I'm having 18 years of experience in IT. Last 7.5 years, I'm working on DevOps practices, and I'm working on multiple projects governed by the DevOps technologies. Right? Yeah. So let us start the session. So if anyone getting any issues while connecting or while seeing the screen, right? So while yeah, few people are pinging, still pinging, they're unable to join. So if you are facing any issues, audio is not coming, screen is not coming, right? So let me know. Fine. Yeah. So today's agenda here is what is DevOps, who can learn DevOps, and DevOps job opportunities. What are the different things we can achieve in the DevOps? What is the role and responsibilities of DevOps engineer in real-time projects? Right. Yeah. So what is DevOps? What is DevOps? If anyone asks you this question, what would be your answer? What is DevOps? Anyone? Anyone having idea?
It is a automation tool which is used for CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment.
Right. Fine. Yeah. So DevOps is a not DevOps is a practices. It is not a tool. Basically, it is a set of practices, right? Yeah. So DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development and IT operations, right? Yeah. So where the multiple tools are connected to each other to perform automation of all the activities, right? So what is automation? Anyone? What is automation? Automation అంటే ఏంటండి? Anyone having idea? What is automation? Yeah, currently, whatever activities you are performing in real-time projects, day-to-day activities, manual activities, those we can do in automated way. For example, code deployments, application deployments, code movement, code merging, code pulling, code pushing, right? So application development and also report generation, statements, right? Whatever, right? So currently, whatever activities we are doing manually, those we can do in automated way. So by single click, we can deploy a number of applications. By single click, we can move the code from one place to other place. By single click, we can yeah, pull the code from different places, right? Yeah. So automation is nothing but it's a whatever day-to-day activities we are doing manually, those we can do in automated way. Fine. So we'll go deep dive about this automation. Yeah. It's a continuous deployments, continuous integration, continuous testing, and continuous monitoring. What is deployment? What is integration? What is testing? What is monitoring? We'll see in further slides. So we have detailed information. Yeah. So here, let us go with little bit history of DevOps. DevOps arena started nearly in 2008. It's not a new process. So DevOps is not a new process. It was started in 2008, right? So by the time we used to use very old tools like Puppet. Puppet is one of the very old tool, which is a Microsoft tool, which was introduced nearly in 2005. By using Puppet, we used to perform the automation activities, right? So Puppet is automation tool, configuration management tool. So currently we are not using Puppet. So Puppet is a completely automation tool, but we are not using currently. It is a very old tool. So Puppet is not 100% automation tool, right? So because which is very old tool, right? So currently we are using very advanced tools to perform the automation activities like Puppet, sorry, Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible, and Terraform, Jenkins. These are very advanced tools to perform the automation, right? So Puppet is very old tool. Fine. So here we have two sections like developers and operations. So DevOps is a combination of developers and operations. But DevOps engineers will not do any development. So DevOps engineer will not do any operations here. So DevOps engineers will do automation, and he will work on tickets, he will work on some code merging, code pulling, code pushing, right? So DevOps engineer role is a different role, but it's a combination of developers and operations. As a DevOps engineer, what we have to do, we have to coordinate with developers and we have to coordinate with operations team, right? So what is developer? The person who is developing the code, who is building the applications, is nothing but developer, right? So what is operations? Operations are nothing but it's a collection of all the servers which are hosted in the data center, right? So which are hosted in the server room, fine. So all the devices which are hosted in the server room, right? Yeah, so we are talking about data centers. For example, so when we want to start any project, when you want to start any startup company, or when you want to start any startup project, Java project or any other project, so very first thing we require server setup, right? So when you want to work on any development activity or when you want to start any project, very first thing we require servers. Who will set up the servers, who will prepare the servers? Here, admins will prepare the servers, server admins, right? Yeah, so currently server admins roles already gone. There is no server admin roles, admins already gone, right? So currently no admins, only DevOps engineers handling, DevOps engineers, they're handling the infrastructure also, right? So currently there is no admin roles. Yeah, so normally admins will prepare the servers, they set up the servers. So once they prepare the servers, they hand over to developers, they start the development. That is the process, right? So when we talk about servers, there will be multiple environments available in real-time projects like development servers, UAT servers, pre-prod servers, production servers. So why we require this many environments? So normally, so when developer want to develop the code, they required development servers, right? But here we are discussing about UAT servers, pre-prod servers, production servers, right? So why we require this many types of servers? Because when developer develop the code in development servers, they don't directly deploy onto production, right? So before deploying onto production, they test the applications, they test the code, right? So every project team they maintain some code standards, right? So that is why whenever a developer develop the code in development servers, they don't directly deploy into production. So before that testing will be happened. That is why, so different environments we create in real-time projects. So every project team they maintain some different environments, right? Yeah, everyone, can you mute yourself? Some background noise is coming here, so recording will be disturbed. Can you mute everyone? If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask. Fine. Yeah. So here, admins will set up the servers. Once servers are prepared, they hand over to development team and testing team. They develop the code, they test the code, right? So this is the process in real-time projects. Every project team follow, right? Next one. So for example, these are the three developers. They are working on their local workspace, local systems, local desktops or laptops, right? Once development is completed, they will merge the code to integrated servers. These are the integrated servers, which are development servers, UAT servers, pre-prod servers, production servers. So for example, three developers, they are working on their local systems, their local laptop, right? So once the development is completed, the code should be merged, right? So in real-time projects, so currently we are using Agile methodology. What is Agile methodology? Anyone having idea? Real-time guys, or anyone having idea?
De- Developing the code in development environment, moving it to the UAT testing, then later on to the pre-prod and then production.
Right. So currently we are working on Agile methodology. Agile methodology is nothing but it's a parallel development, right? So earlier we used to use waterfall methodology, right? So waterfall methodology means it's a sequential development. Agile means it's a parallel development, right? So for example, one application development is one application. Developers are developing one application. So the application will be divided into bits and pieces, right? So one application is developing developers. So the application will be divided into bits and pieces, which are nothing but sprints. We can say sprints. Sprint is nothing but it's a timeline, right? So sprint can be 1 week to 1 month, right? So the application divided into 10 pieces, for example, 10 pieces. We can divide into 10 sprints. Sprint is nothing but timeline, right? It can be 1 week to 1 month. Within the timeline, the sprint should be completed, right? So that is nothing but agile methodology. Currently we are using agile methodology. So that is why developers will develop the code in their local workspace, local systems. Once development is completed, testing is completed, they will push the code to integrated servers, which are development servers, UAT servers, pre-prod servers, production servers, right? Yeah. So here, developers develop the code, testers test the code, admins prepare the servers. Who will merge the code from one environment to other environment? Who will merge the code? So here, DevOps engineers will merge the code from one environment to other environment. This is one of the DevOps engineers' role. So DevOps engineers will not do any development, right? DevOps engineers will not do any testing. So they merge the code, they pull the code, they push the code, and they automate the activities. So we don't do any manually, right? So we automate the activities. How can we automate it? It's very easier, right? Very easier to handle automation tools, right? So we'll go deep dive. What are the tools available in automation? We'll see that. So this is one of the DevOps engineer's role. The code will be merged from one environment to other environment. Development to QA, QA to UAT, UAT to prod, pre-prod, pre-prod to production. So like this, code will be merged, right? Yeah. So we are discussing about code merging, right? Code pushing. So these are the DevOps tools. By using DevOps tools, how can we push the code? How can we merge the code? We'll try to understand, right? Yeah. So this is a Git, local Git. This is a local Git. This is GitHub, right? So different tools are there. So developers will develop the code in their local Git, local workspace. In local Git, they develop the code. So basically, what is Git? What is Git? Git is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Where we store our data, where we store our source code is nothing but repository. It can be any data. It can be binary files, image files, video files, audio files. Where we store our data is nothing but repository. So version control, what is version control? Right? What is version control? For example, 10 developers are working on development activity, right? So who is doing what? How can we track that? For example, 10 developers are working on one application development. So who is developing front end, who is developing back end, who is preparing databases? How can we understand who is working on what? How can we understand? So by using version control system, we can understand. It will track the changes, right? It will track the changes. So who is doing what, we can easily understand by using version control system, right? So Git is a repository tool or version control tool, right? So in local Git, developers develop the code, right? And test the code in local Git. Once development is completed, testing is completed, they will push the code to a remote repository, which is GitHub, right? So why they need to push the code to remote repository, right? So because in agile methodology, parallel development, this remote repository required. So from local Git, the code should not be moved to Jenkins, right? So what is Jenkins? Why Jenkins? We'll discuss. Okay. So in local, developers develop the code. Once development is completed, they will push the code to a remote repository for deploying the applications. Once the code is moved to remote repository from GitHub, Jenkins will take that code and it will deploy onto production servers. That is why the code should be moved to remote repository, right? So don't confuse anything. We'll go deep dive. This is high level architecture. Okay. Yeah. So once the code is moved to remote repository, so we have next tool, which is Jenkins. What is Jenkins? Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. Continuous integration, continuous delivery tool, right? So once the code is moved to GitHub from local, Jenkins will pull the code, and once it is pull the code, whatever code we pull from GitHub to Jenkins, which is a raw code. So basically, Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. So in DevOps, we have multiple tools are there, right? So all the tools are individual tools. One tool will not communicate other tool. So Jenkins will act as a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools, it will communicate all the tools. It is a mediator tool, we can say, right? So once the developers develop the code, once they push the code to remote repository, Jenkins will pull the code, So here what we will do, we prepare jobs, we schedule the jobs. As per the schedules, Jenkins will pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Once the code is pulled, so which is a raw code, whatever code we pulled, which is a raw code means unstructured code. So the raw code will not understand by application servers. So finally, what is our target here in DevOps? What is our target? So whatever code is developing by developers, that should be deployed onto production servers by using DevOps tools. So finally, the project team target is that they need to deploy the code. Once they deploy the code on production servers, the application will come to live. For example, let us take Flipkart application. Flipkart application also developed by some development team, right? Once they deploy onto production server, application server, now we are accessing the application, right? So in Agile methodology also, developers develop the code, means applications. That application should be deployed onto production finally, right? So for that, we are using DevOps tools to automate the activities. So without DevOps tools also, we can develop the code, but that is waterfall methodology, sequential development. That takes some time. So for example, let us give you, I will discuss a small example here. Okay. So in our project, 5 years back, we are 180 members, right? We are 180 members. So development team, 58 members, right? So admin team 35 members, right? Testing team some 40 members, like that, right? So currently we are total entire team 25 members only. Currently we are 25 members only. 5 years back 180 members, now we are 25 members. Why that much of drastic change? Because of DevOps tools, automation, right? So 180 members, they used to work on different activities, so manual activities, and also sequential process like waterfall methodology. That takes some time. Application development takes, like for example, one small application, if they wanted to develop, they used to take 1 year, 1.5 year, like that. So now it is not like that. So whenever we design sprint, the sprint can be 1 week only. Within 1 week, that should be completed. Because of DevOps tools, drastically the process has been changed. Process completely changed, right? So within 1 week, the application should be prepared. Application should be ready, right? So fast development, quicker development, right? Yeah. So by using DevOps tools, we can automate the activities, we can deploy the applications on production servers, right? Yeah. So developer develop the code in their local Git. Once development is completed, they will push the code to GitHub, which is remote repository. From here, Jenkins will pull the code. Once it is pull the code, which is a raw code will not understand by application servers. Raw code means unstructured code, unformatted code, right? So the raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why we are using one more tool, which is Maven. Maven is a build tool which will generate artifacts. Artifact is nothing but archive file, binary files. So whatever raw code we received from GitHub to Jenkins, that will convert to artifact by using Maven. Artifact means one binary file, one zip file. Once it is converted into artifact, so that artifact will be pushed to the application servers. Here we deploy the code. This is the basic build and release process, CI/CD process. Every project team follow this process, right? Currently, every project team they are using Agile methodology. In Agile, we require this process. So, up to here, any questions? Anyone? Anyone having any questions? Online guys. If you have any questions, you can ask now. Yeah. For example,
Yeah,
go ahead, please. Yes. Go ahead.
yeah, the raw data will be moved to the Jenkins. So is that the raw data we are directly moving to the application server, or is that converted by Apache Maven will convert that raw data to another any type of data?
Right. Right. Yeah. So whatever code developed by developers, that code should be moved to GitHub. So whatever code is moved to GitHub, which is a raw code. Raw code means unformatted code. unstructured code.
Yeah.
That raw code will be pulled by Jenkins. That raw code we cannot directly deploy onto production because application servers will not understand that raw code. That is why. So we require Maven to convert into WAR file or jar file or ER file. So based on the application, it will convert into respective format. For
Okay.
example, in your laptop, you have 100 documents are there, 100 PDF documents are there. I asked you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way you can? What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? How can you send the documents?
Either
So
I can mail that or yeah.
instead of attaching 100 documents to email, you can convert into one single file, like zip file, and you can attach that zip file to your email and send it across, right?
Yeah.
So the same way, same functionality will work in Maven also. So Maven receive the raw code, it will convert into one jar file or WAR file or ER file, which is an artifact, right? Single file. That will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that artifact to application servers. Here we deploy the code on application server. That artifact will be deployed. So only Tomcat servers, application servers understand only artifacts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
in CI/CD process, we deploy the artifacts only, right? Cycle project team they are using CI/CD currently because parallel development, agile methodology.
Okay. Okay. After converting to the zip file, it will again the Maven will send back data to the Jenkins, and Jenkins again will send back to the application server. What you're trying to
Yes,
say?
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the
Yeah. Thank
process.
you.
Yes, fine.
Hello, sir. I have a small doubt about a role here, roles.
Hmm.
So when we talk about DevOps, is it only like a DevOps engineer that we have, or there are multiple roles for DevOps engineer also?
Hmm. Okay, fine. So this activity will be normally in Jenkins. We prepare the jobs. We don't do manually. We don't do manually. So in Jenkins, we prepare the jobs. We schedule the jobs. So as per the schedule, Jenkins will trigger the job. It will pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins. It will give to Maven. It will convert into artifact. That will be pushed to application server and it will deploy onto application server. That will be automated. We don't do it manually. As a DevOps engineer, we schedule the jobs. As per the schedule, Jenkins will take care of that. Okay, fine. Any other questions, anyone, before moving to next slide? Yeah. So Jenkins will give the raw code to Maven. Maven will convert into one jar file or ER file or WAR file, right? As per the application, it will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that artifact to application servers. We deploy the code on application servers, right? So this is the end-to-end process. Fine. So this is a basic build and release process. We can say CI/CD process. Fine. Yeah. Now currently, we have automation tools. We have automation tools like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet, right? So currently, so we are not using Puppet, right? So we are using Chef and Ansible. So Ansible, we are using 85% of the project teams they are using Ansible. So only 15% project teams they are using Chef, right? Yeah. Now let us go and discuss about Ansible. So before going to Ansible, so I give you small requirement. So what is the requirement? Yeah. For example, I want to deploy Java on 1,000 servers. Install Java on 1,000 servers. So I want to install Java on 1,000 servers. So these servers are not automation servers. These are physical servers, manual servers. So if you want to install Java on 1,000 servers manually, so what is the process we follow, right? For example, let us take one server. One server. I want to deploy Java on one server. First, what we have to do, we connect server, right? Connect server. by using RDP or PuTTY, right? So if you want to connect server, Windows server, we use RDP, remote desktop. If you want to connect Linux server, we use PuTTY, right? To connect server. Once you connect server, login server by using username and password, right? Once you log in into server, after that we need to check Java installed or not. We need to check, right? Yeah. So if the Java is not installed, we have to install Java, right? So if you want to install Java, we require package, right? Java package required, right? So how can we get the package? In real-time projects, we don't use any pen drives. USB ports will be disabled, right? So real-time. So when you join into the project, we'll get official laptop, right? So for that laptop, USB ports will not work. We cannot insert pen drive. We cannot insert external drives because so firewalls will be there, firewalls will be blocked. That is why what we will do, even though you cannot download from websites, you cannot download from internet because firewalls will be blocked, right? So that is why what we will do, we copy Java software from share folders. Share folders, what is share folder? It is a central repository. Share folder is nothing but central repository where we store all the repositories in real-time projects, right? Yeah. So from share folder, we can copy the Java into your target server. Once you copy the software, after that, we can install Java. So after that, we need to set environment variables, right? Finally, we need to reboot server. So these are the steps we need to follow to deploy the Java on single server, right? One server. If you want to install Java on one server, you need to follow all the steps, right? For example, if the person is having 2 to 3 years experience guy, right? So how much time will take to perform this activity? Minimum 30 minutes, right? 2 to 3 years experience guy. If the person is expert, how much time will take to perform this activity? Maybe 15 minutes, right? Experience guy. So let us say 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 into we have 1000 servers are there, right? So it will take 10,000 minutes to perform the activity, right? So Java deployment, if you want to deploy the Java on 1000 servers, it takes 10,000 minutes on 1000 minutes, 1000 servers if you want to install Java, right? So normally in real-time projects, so we get tickets, requests, right? So every ticket will have some SLA, right? When you receive any ticket, so we are using currently ticketing tools like Jira ticketing tool, Remedy, BMC Remedy, ServiceNow. These are the ticketing tools, right? So when we receive any ticket, every ticket will have some SLA. What is SLA? Anyone? What is SLA?
Service level agreement.
Service level agreement.
Service level agreement, right? So what is service level agreement?
Agreement which is made to perform a service within specified time.
depending
Yeah.
upon
So
price.
basically, it's a timeline. It's a timeline. So it's a timeline, right? SLA is nothing but it's a timeline. So as per the SLA, the ticket should be closed. The request should be closed, right? For example, when you receive any ticket for creating 1000 servers, every ticket will have some SLA timeline, right? So in SLA, there are some categories. So tickets types, different types of tickets are available, right? So like P1 tickets, P2 tickets, P3, P4. P1, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. So priority 1 ticket should be closed within 1 hour. Priority 2 ticket should be closed within 4 hours. Priority 3 within 24 hours. Priority 4 within 48 hours. So as per the SLA, the ticket should be closed. Otherwise, what will happen? The ticket will be escalated to next level, right? Yeah, that is why within the SLA we have to close the tickets. But so if you are performing manual way, manual activity, it takes some time. The ticket will be escalated, right? So if the, yeah, for example, Java deployment activity, Java installation activity, it takes 10,000 minutes to perform this activity, right? So when you receive the ticket, every ticket will have some SLA. Within that SLA, we have to close, but it takes 10,000 minutes. Definitely, the ticket will be escalated. To avoid this process, we are using automation tools. So it takes some time. For example, in real projects, if you want to perform this activity, we need to delegate to three engineers, right? And they take 4 days, 3 days time. Ticket will be escalated. To avoid that, we are using automation tools which are like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. So currently Puppet we are not using in real-time projects. It is outdated completely. So Chef we are using only 15% project teams. 15% project teams they are using. Chef here Ansible 85% of the project teams they are using Ansible here. So currently, most of the project teams they are migrating to Ansible. So because of here, Ansible is 100% automation. Chef is having 65% automation. So other 35% manual efforts are there in Chef, right? And also, moreover, Chef licensing cost is high. Ansible licensing cost is less costing licensing. So client always look for the cost saving, right? So that is why most of the project teams they are migrating to Ansible to perform the automation activities. Okay, yeah. Now, so by using Ansible, how can we achieve this activity? We'll try to understand quickly, right? Yeah. So, for example, I have 1,000 servers are there. On 1,000 servers, I want to deploy Java by using Ansible. How can we achieve that? We'll try to understand. So, this is my Ansible server. Ansible, right? So here I have 1,000 servers are there. On 1,000 servers, I want to deploy Java. How can we deploy Java using Ansible? We'll try to understand. Yeah. So here development servers, I have 300 servers. Dev 300 servers I have, and QA I have 300 servers, and production prod I have 400 servers. So total I have 500 1,000 servers are there, right? So on this 1,000 servers, I want to deploy Java by using Ansible. How can we achieve that? Yeah, first we need to configure Ansible. After that, we need to authenticate from Ansible to development servers, QA servers, production servers. We need to authenticate. Authentication required here. So if you want to authenticate, yeah, we use authentication method is SSH authentication. In Ansible, we use SSH authentication, right? So authentications, when we talk about authentications, we have two types of authentications, which are like key-based authentication and user-based authentication. Two types of authentications are there. So in real-time projects, we always use key-based authentication, right? So we are not using user-based. I can remove this, right? Yeah. So if you want to authenticate, what we have to do, we need to generate one public key on Ansible server. So command here is keygen. Keygen is the command to generate the public key on Ansible. This public key we need to copy and paste into development servers, QA servers, production servers. Once you move this key to development, QA, production servers, authentication will be established. Authentication means we can take control from Ansible. We can take control development, QA, production servers, right? So once authentication has happened, after that we need to prepare inventory groups. What is inventory? Anyone? Inventory is nothing but server information, right? Yeah. So here development servers, we have 300 servers. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So I'm just giving high level architecture. Okay. Just I'm giving basic idea. So in DevOps, what we will do by using Ansible? How can we automate the activities? Right? Yeah. So development servers, we have 300 servers, right? We need to prepare a development server IP addresses here. So we need to prepare one group, development group. So after that, we need to prepare QA group, QA servers list we need to prepare here, and also prod servers, prod group we need to create, and we need to give here prod server IP addresses. So like this we need to prepare inventory groups, right? Three different environments we have: development, QA, production. That is why three groups we created here. So we can create one group also, right? Why we require three groups here? We can create one group also, right? Why we need to go with three
Maybe
groups?
there is different authentication key.
Right. Okay. Fine. So different groups why we are creating here, because segregation. For example, development servers require development applications, right? So by the time we can select a development group only, it will not reflect to QA and production, right? So in QA servers, I want to deploy testing tools. By the time I can select only QA group, right? So production servers required production applications. By the time I can select production servers only, production group only. This is just like segregation. Okay. Yeah. So that is why we required different groups here. Once you prepare inventory groups, after that, we need to prepare .yml script. So script is nothing but we can say playbook. So when I talk about script, don't confuse here. Very small script, very easier, very simple, user-friendly scripts. So all the scripts will be provided by Ansible only. We don't need to prepare our own, right? So where we get the scripts, how can we take the scripts, how can we customize the scripts? I'll show you while working on Ansible. We'll go deep dive. Okay, yeah. So here we prepare .yml script to perform the Java deployment on development QA production servers by using Ansible, right? Yeah. So YAML script is nothing but playbook. We can say playbook also here, right? Yeah. Now I'll show you some simple playbook to perform the Java deployment on target servers. So I'll show you some example here. Simple playbooks. Yeah. See here. So this is the playbook to deploy the Java. This is only the playbook here. This is a playbook. So here three hyphens and hyphen host all means all host. In place of all you can give dev or qa or prod if you want to deploy onto particular respective environments. So you can give the respective group name here, development group or qa group or production group, or else you can give all means all servers will be reflected, right? So tasks, which tasks you are going to perform. So first three lines, this is very common for, this is very common for all the playbooks. This is this syntax is common for all the playbooks, right? Yeah, this I can remove. We don't require this. This is for our understanding. This is for our understanding. Install Java 1.7. Okay. This is also I want to remove. Yeah, this is the actual playbook. This is only the playbook. M column name equal to Java hyphen 1.7.0 hyphen open JDK space state equal to present. To deploy the Java, this is only the playbook, right? So if you want to uninstall the Java, in place of present, you can give absent. For example, 1,000 servers are having Java. You want to uninstall Java, right? So in place of present, you can give absent and trigger the playbook. Once you trigger the playbook, Ansible will remove the Java from target servers, right? Yeah. So once you prepare this playbook, after that we need to connect whatever environment you want to connect, dev or dev and QA or all servers, whatever, and trigger the playbook, run the playbook. Once you run the playbook, Java will be installed on all the servers within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes on 1,000 servers, right? So not only 1,000 servers, you can spin up 10,000 servers also within 2 minutes. You can deploy the Java on 10,000 servers also within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, it's a parallel process. Once we install the Java on 1,000 servers, we get some report: how many servers are deployed, how many servers are not deployed, how many servers are failed. It will show you, right? So if any network issues are happened, so some servers will be failed sometime, right? For example, we have 1,000 servers, 995 servers deployed, 5 servers not deployed, right? So by the time we can check the servers and we can redeploy. Fine. Yeah. So here there is an interview question. Here there is a common question which is very important question, interview question. So most of the interviews, when I take the interviews, I ask this question. When I attend the interviews, I attend so many interviews. By the time I got this question, right? What is the interview question? Yeah. So to deploy the Java by using to deploy the Java on 1,000 servers, why should we go with Ansible? We can use shell scripts also. Interviewer asks you logically, why should we go with Ansible to deploy the Java? We can use shell scripts also, right? What is the importance here? You understand the question, right? So to deploy the Java, why should we go with Ansible? We can use shell scripts also, right? So by the time we need to tell them like idempotency. Answer is idempotency. What is idempotency? What is idempotency? For example, if you want to install Java by using shell scripts, right? So whatever servers already deployed, Java already deployed, that will be removed first, and it will reinstall shell scripts when you use shell scripts. Shell scripts, okay? Shell scripts, what they will do, it will remove first and it will reinstall it. So already Java team is working on some servers, some applications. 500 servers already Java available. Okay. So you want to deploy Java again by using shell scripts. Whatever Java already available, that will be removed first by shell scripts. So if the Java is removed, what will happen? Whatever code already developed, that will be gone, right? Yeah. So when we use Ansible, what will happen? So whatever servers already deployed, those will not be disturbed. Ansible will not disturb. Ansible tell you it is already available on the server, right? So Ansible is very advanced tool, very smart tool, cost effective, right? Yeah. So most of the teams, most of the project teams currently they are using Ansible to automate the activities, right? So if you already installed, it will not disturb. Ansible will not perform again and again. It will tell you clearly it is already available. That is the difference here, right? So interviewer asks you, yeah, why should I go with Ansible to deploy the Java? So I can use shell scripts also. Yes, you can go with shell scripts, but there is a difference here, idempotency. That is why most of the project teams are using Ansible. Any questions up to here? Anyone having any questions? Clear, right, everyone? Yeah.
Can we install multiple like Java? Can we install SQL like Oracle at the same time?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, in the same script, same playbook, we can prepare multiple modules. Okay. For example, while working on Ansible, we'll go deep dive. See here. So these are the simple playbooks. Okay, Git install, Java install, create a file, right? So if you see here, download Tomcat, extract Tomcat, install Tomcat, create file for testing. Multiple modules also you can prepare in the same playbook. In one playbook, one script, one YAML script, we can prepare multiple activities. So not only Java installation, right? Any activities, 100 activities you can perform at a time by using Ansible.
There is no limitation, or do we have any limit?
Yeah, there is no limitation. Ansible is even you can perform 200 activities also at a time. Okay, Ansible is a very advanced tool.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. So here we have Ansible automation engine. So here we have inventories, modules, plugins, APIs. As a DevOps here, we prepare the playbooks, and we can deploy onto host missions by using Ansible, right? So while working on Ansible, we'll go deep dive about this architecture. We'll go deep dive. Yeah, this is Ansible. It is a automation tool. We can say configuration management tool also, right? So Ansible we can integrate with Jenkins if required in real-time projects. Ansible will work individual basically, right? So if you want to integrate with Jenkins, you can integrate with Jenkins here. So Jenkins will trigger the job to Ansible. Ansible will deploy the code on Tomcat servers, application servers, right?
What difference does it make using directly with the Jenkins as a deployment tool, or else Jenkins sending to Ansible and then to the application? So
Yeah,
what difference that is
correct.
make?
Fine, fine. So basically, Ansible will work individual. We no need to integrate with Jenkins. Okay, some few companies, few project teams, they are using Ansible to deploy the code on application servers. So there is no difference, but it is advanced one. Ansible is advanced tool, automation tool. It will automate quickly. But Jenkins, it will pull the code. It will take some process. Okay. So Ansible is very advanced tool. So Jenkins is basically mediator tool, right? Yeah, so we'll see the difference. I'll show you what the difference here. So directly, if you deploy code on application servers by using Jenkins, what will happen? So if you deploy the code by using Ansible, what will happen? Practically, we'll see that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, in our course, these are the tools will be, we are going to discuss about all these tools, right? So in our course, three clouds will be covered, three clouds, AWS Cloud, Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, three clouds. Why we are discussing about three clouds here? Why we are going with three clouds? AWS is enough, right? So normally, but why we are going to work on three clouds here? Because every project team, they are looking for at least two cloud platforms. Currently, most of the project teams, at least they are using two platforms, either AWS and Azure, or AWS and Google Cloud, or Azure and Google Cloud, Azure and Google Cloud. At least two platforms, right? That is why we are going to learn three platforms here: AWS and Azure and Google Cloud platform. So if you learn three platforms, you can crack any interview, right? Yeah. So along with this, we are going to work on Linux basics also, right? So Linux basics will be covered here. So after that, yeah, so Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, these are all the tools, DevOps tools we are going to work on, right? So along with this, Python scripting also will be covered. Python basic scripting also will be covered. So currently, few companies, few project teams they are using, they are asking Python also, Python scripting also. Python scripting also will be covered here, right? So after that, live projects, CI/CD with Git, Jenkins, Maven, Tomcat, one CI/CD project. So live project with CI/CD with Git, Jenkins, Maven, Kubernetes project, CI/CD with Google Cloud, Terraform, or migration project. Migration means server migrations. So one platform to other platform, AWS to Azure, Azure to Google Cloud, or on-premises to cloud, we can migrate the servers, right? Three live projects will be covered. So while working on Jenkins, I'll show you few more projects. While working on Kubernetes, I'll show you few more projects. Okay. So these are the three live projects will be covered in our course. So every tool will go deep dive. So not only installation configuration, right? So AWS will take, yeah, in AWS, we are going to work on 18 services, not full AWS. If you learn full AWS, 40 services, there is no jobs on only AWS. Okay. So whatever services required for a DevOps engineer, that we are going to learn in AWS, right? Whatever services required DevOps engineer, we are going to learn in Azure, right? Even GCP also, whatever services required. Fine. Yeah. So here from GitHub, Jenkins, every tool will go deep dive. It will take 5 days. It will take 5 days. Jenkins will take 7 days. Like that, every tool will go deep dive. So Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker, these tools will go deep dive. So currently Kubernetes is very hard, right? If you learn only Kubernetes, you can easily crack your entry. So why we are learning this many tools? So every project team they use one or two tools only, right? Not all tools, right? Every project team. So either Git, Jenkins, or Kubernetes, Jenkins, or Terraform, like that. So one or two tools only we use in real-time projects. We don't use all the tools. So if you learn this many tools, you can easily crack your interview. Any interview you can crack, right? So while working on every tool, like while working on Git, whatever challenges are there, whatever interview questions are there, what are the day-to-day activities, we'll discuss. While working on each and every tool, so all the challenges, interview questions will be covered. Okay. Yeah. So AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, DevOps tools, projects will be covered here. Linux, these are the modules will be covered. All the modules, Linux modules. Yeah, so these are the tools, DevOps tools. See here. So Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Nexus, Apache Tomcat. So here, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. These four tools are very advanced tools, very core tools. In these four tools, only one, if you are good in one tool, you can easily crack your interview. Okay. So every tool will go deep dive. So practically we'll see that everything will be covered practically. First we'll discuss theoretically. After we'll work on practical sessions. Fine. Any questions, anyone?
So you provide any softwares for installation for practice or anything?
Right. Good question. So how can we install the software for practice, right? So everyone will be, yeah. For example, if you want to work on some Kubernetes tool, right? So we don't need to install on in your laptop. In your laptop, no need to install Kubernetes, right? So what we will do, we create one free tier account in AWS, right? We connect AWS cloud. In AWS cloud only, we can deploy Kubernetes and you can practice. Everyone required one AWS account. How to create AWS account? How to connect AWS account? I'll show you practically. Yeah. So AWS account is free for 1 year. You need to pay anything for AWS account. Even Azure and Google Cloud also free, right? So how to create a free account? How to work on the free account? How can we use the services? How can we deploy the packages? How can we work on Kubernetes, Ansible, Docker, Terraform, Jenkins? All these things will be covered. I'll show you from basic level. Yeah, our course will not start directly. So here, what will happen? I'll show you something here. Yeah. So first, before going to AWS platform, first basics will be covered. Okay. Yeah. First two sessions, basics will be covered. Like what is server, what is network, what is switch, what is router, what is IP address, what is subnet mask, what is gateway. So all these basics will be covered. Once the basics completed, then we'll jump into AWS cloud. So what is AWS, right? So what are the services available? How to create the AWS account? How to connect the AWS account? Slowly we'll enter into AWS, right? So then we'll start working on AWS services. Once AWS is completed, so then we'll work on Linux basics. We don't work on again Azure. Okay, Linux basics will be covered once complete the AWS. So once Linux is completed, then we work on DevOps tools. Once complete all these tools, then we'll come back to Azure and Google Cloud Platform, right? So after that, Python scripting and projects. This is the sequence normally we follow. So we don't directly go to AWS. Before going to AWS, basic sessions will be there. What is server? What is network? What is switch? What is router? All the basics will be covered, right? So anyone can learn DevOps and cloud. There is no prerequisites. Okay. So people are asking like, if I want to learn DevOps and cloud, so do I need to have any I need any development developing background or testing background or admin background? So not required basically. This is completely automation role. Anyone can learn, anyone can switch to DevOps role. So even though non-IT is also switching their current role to DevOps role currently in my previous batch. So this batch is 68 batch. Till now I have completed 67 batches. 67 batches going on, right? Yeah, so I'll show you something here. So every batch will have nearly 30 to 40 members, more than 40. Okay. In my previous batch, one guy recently cracked the interview on Kubernetes, is having yeah, 18 years experience. I'll give you some testimonies also. Okay. Yeah, before going to that, for example, let us take 66 batch. 8:30 a.m. batch. Still, it is going on. It is in ending, right? So currently we are working on Kubernetes. Okay, almost this month end this will be completed. 66 batch, 8:30 batch. So here, if you see here, 47 members. Okay, 67 batch. See here, 11 a.m. batch. One batch is there. So 67 batch Telugu English batch. 67 batch Telugu English, 8:30 batch English completely, 7 a.m. batch English batch. Okay, evening batch also there. Yeah. So in this 67, 28 members only. Okay, 65 batch recently completed. 65 recently completed. 7 a.m. batch recently completed. Few days back, this batch completed. 39 members. Like this, every batch will have one WhatsApp group, right? So while practicing, if you have any questions, you can post in the group. You can take a screenshot and post into the group so that I'll give you solution if you have any questions. If you are coming to classroom, right, you can come down and practice here. We have practice room available. So if you are practicing, if you are attending online, you can practice by watching the video. We provide you videos, right? Once complete the session, you will get video recording. You can download into your laptop. You can go through the video and you can practice, right? So our batch is 68 batch. Already batch group is created. Few people already added into group, right? So once you complete the fee details, once you make the fee, you will be added into WhatsApp group. Okay. Already 68 also created. 68 batch also group also created here. See here, 68 recently created. Okay. Fine. Any questions, anyone? In my previous batch, one non-IT guy is having 18 years experience. Recently cracked the entry in Virtusa with a very good package, right? Even non-IT guys also they are switching their current role to DevOps role.
Hello, sir.
Can, yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Go
basically,
ahead.
what services we are going to cover in the AWS like code commit and everything, like whatever we use in a DevOps field. Maybe what services? Can you please
I
elaborate?
provide you. I provide you course content. I provide you course content. Everyone, don't worry. Okay. What are the services will be covered in AWS? I provide you course content.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So what is
Yeah.
the overall duration?
Duration 3 months. 3 months. Okay. Daily 1 hour. Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Okay. Uh, it's a 3 months course.
Okay.
Hi Ram.
Yeah. Go
Hello,
ahead, please.
sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Like,
please. Go ahead.
like after completing this course, can we able to clear our professional certificates, like with this knowledge?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. You can complete. You can write your exam like AWS certification. You can complete or DevOps tools like Kubernetes, Jenkins, whatever you want. Certification is not mandatory. In our project, we are 25 members. So no one has certification. Very few members have certification. Okay. Certification is not
Like
mandatory.
few companies ask certification, so I got that.
Yes. Yeah. Understand. Few companies they are asking certificate. Can you mute for 2 minutes? Can you mute? Your background noise is coming here. Can you mute everyone? Everyone, can you mute for a few minutes? Yeah. Fine. Certification is not mandatory. So if you have certification, it would be added advantage. Added advantage, right? So you can write at least one a cloud certification, either AWS or Azure. That is enough to you. No need to go with the DevOps certification. Okay. how to clear the exam, how to prepare the exam, right? So I'll guide you, right? If you need any support, I provide you support also to clear the exam. Okay, don't worry. Fine. Any other questions, anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That whatever gone this sessions now, so recording will be there. No?
Yes, yes. I'll provide you recording session. Yes. Recording is happening now. I'll provide you recording session.
Uh, via
Yeah.
WhatsApp or via email.
Mm, yeah, through WhatsApp we'll provide you. So after few days, recording will come through email, right? So for first 1 week, we provide through WhatsApp. We provide the link. You can click on the link. You can download the video. Okay. Yeah. Everyone,
Sir, another
can you
doubt.
provide your email address and WhatsApp number in the chat? Go to meeting chat. Can you provide everyone? So my mobile number is 96422111711. Everyone, you can take down my number. So normally trainers they never give their personal numbers, right? From Harsha Trainings we provide our numbers. Everyone, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address here in the chat? I already provided my number here. In the
So your
chat I
name,
give. Sorry,
your name,
my name is Ram, DevOps trainer.
Ram.
Yes,
Okay.
this is my number, mobile number. This is institute number. Both the numbers you can save. If you have any questions, you can WhatsApp me, call me, right? So we'll discuss if you have any questions after this session.
At what time you will be free to give you a call? Like,
Yeah, 10
you'll be
o'clock, 10 o'clock, WhatsApp me, call me by 10.
okay.
Right? Yeah, so here support, what kind of support we provide, right? Daily recordings will be provided, FAQs, frequently asked questions, we provide you, supporting documents, all the documents will be provided, every topic, documents will be provided. Yeah, support. If you have any questions while practicing, we'll give you support, right? And sample resumes will be provided. I prepare your resume. I prepare your resume and a technical support while practicing, while working on any issues. For example, once you join into the project also, for example, until the DevOps course completes, I give you support. Even though once complete the course, right? If you need any support, I provide you support. Even though once you get into the project, if you have any technical support, I give you support. So job support I cannot provide, right? Job support is different, right? So technical support, if you have any technical questions, definitely I'll guide you, right?
So anyone attending from classroom this batch?
Yes, yes, yes. Classroom guys also there. You can attend classroom also if you are nearby road number one,
Okay.
right? Yeah, these are the things, highlights of this program. Real-time projects end-to-end will be covered. Interview sessions topic-wise, resume and interview preparation, 3 months complete training, 100% job assistance, non-job job assistance. Okay, and operations. Yeah, can you mute for a minute? Yeah, operations hands-on. What is server? What is configurations? Clusters. What is clusters? Day-to-day operations. Deep dive about hubs and switches, networks. Right. Environments. What are the environments? And email and communication roles, responsibilities, stand-up calls, internal team meetings, release and purpose, KT sessions, working on day-to-day tasks. All this will be covered. Right. So these are mainly for non-ATS freshers. Okay, freshers, they don't know how to send the emails, how to speak in the calls, right? Day-to-day tasks and email communications, roles, responsibilities, all these things will be covered. Okay. Fine. Yeah, these are the numbers you can take down. So in the chat, go to meeting chat. Can you provide your number and email address, everyone? We'll provide you a recording session. That is why I'm asking. Okay. Everyone, can you provide your email address and WhatsApp number here so that our people backend team will provide you a recording session, demo recording, and I provide you documents, course content also. Fine.
So do we have services details in that document which you are going to send?
Yes. Yes. All the services we have a course content. So we provide you so course content. In that you can check.
Okay.
Just can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address here? Fine. So tomorrow onwards, regular sessions will be started. Okay. So if you are interested, right? So you can make the fee by today or tomorrow, right? And you can continue the sessions. Okay. So the fee would be 22,000 actually. So we are giving for 20K only, right? We'll provide you account details today. So yeah, if you want to join, if you want to continue, right, you will receive the account details. If you are not receiving the account details, you can ping me, WhatsApp me, I'll provide you, right? Yeah. Once you make the fee, you will be added into WhatsApp group. Already in the group, some people are added. Okay. Yeah. So if you are interested, you can make the fee by today or tomorrow so that you will be added into WhatsApp group. In the group, we'll share all the required information. Everything will be shared in the group. Okay. Any other questions, anyone?
Hi Ram, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes.
Yeah. So I have around 8.5 years of experience in testing.
Hmm.
So I want to move from testing to DevOps. Like, is it the
Yes.
right time for me? Like, I am
Yes.
planning like I want to give like 1 to 1.5 years of experience into DevOps and then like try.
Okay. Yeah, so you can easily switch to DevOps because in my previous batches, 10 years guy, 12 years guy, they easily switch to DevOps from their current role. They used to work on mainframes, one guy, and one guy manual testing something. Right? They currently recently they cracked the interview. They switched to DevOps project. So yeah, anyone can switch to DevOps from their current role, right? Anyone can learn DevOps because here this is not admin role, this is not a development role, right? This is completely different role, which is automation role, right? So automation, so very easy way we can learn automation here, okay? So we can automate the activities, how to automate the activities, how to perform the activities, right? Yeah.
And
What
one
is
more
the
question.
basics?
One more question. My
Yes,
package is
yes.
on a bit higher end. So like with
No
1.5
problem.
relevant
No
experience
problem.
in
Here, no issues. No issues. One guy in my in my previous, my ex-colleague, one guy, he recently switched to HSBC. He's having 6.5 years. He got 40 lakhs package, right? So he's working, yeah, he's working on Kubernetes with HSBC. So recently switched to HSBC. He got 40 lakhs package. Don't need to worry about packages. If you have higher package, also fine. No issues.
What is the basic salary for freshers?
Basics having, yeah, so here we required, so we required Linux basics, Linux also will be covered here. Okay, don't need to worry.
No,
So we
no,
don't
no,
have any
salary about the job, basic salary, what they will be
basic salary.
providing for DevOps.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Okay, freshers salary you are asking, right? Yeah, so minimum
yes.
4.5 lakhs. 4.5 lakh currently current package is minimum 4.5 lakhs to 6.5 lakh. Okay, in my previous batch freshers also there, freshers non-IT guys. So one girl, her name Sai Bhavani, and one person, his name Vinay. So both are sister and brothers. Recently they cracked the interview. One guy, Vinay is in TCS, and Sai Bhavani is in Vachusa. They got 5.5 lakh package both. Sorry, you are working with Vachusa. Fine. Any other questions, anyone?
So, so Ram will be good to, I mean, good to crack the interview independently, right? After completing this course.
Yes. Yeah. So people are cracking the interviews. Yeah, how to crack the interview? What are the how can we attend the interviews, right? So I'll guide you, but within 3 months you can easily crack your interview. I'm sure, but daily you need to practice. Daily 1.5 hour minimum you need to practice. Definitely can crack the interview, right? I'm sure.
Uh, Ram, I have another question. In our organization, we see there are two different streams. One is like cloud with DevOps, where they do spin-ups and automation and everything, platform creation. And there is another wing called data engineering. So where they work on ingesting data into cloud tables. So like in this class, like the training that you are going to provide, so does it cover any data engineering concepts as well?
Hmm. Data engineer, data engineer is different. That is databases. Data engineer is different. That is data. You require database background, DB background. This is a DevOps engineer. Yeah, this is DevOps engineer, right? So data engineers, they required big data, right? Required another tools. So our course is DevOps engineer course.
Okay. So no data engineering, at least any basic understanding like how the database
Yes,
is.
yes, yes.
That
Basic understanding, yeah, basic understanding will be provided. But so data engineers, if you want to be a data engineer, that is a different role. That is a different course.
okay. So which course do you or anyone in the Harsha Trainings provides that along with
No,
this
no.
demo?
Here it's not there. Currently it's not there, right? Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because I have multiple options to choose, so that's why I'm asking.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Right, so tomorrow, yeah, same link will work, online link. Okay, so by sharp 7 a.m the session will be started tomorrow, right? So tomorrow we'll discuss about cloud introduction. What is cloud? Why we require cloud? So what are the advantages of cloud currently? Why the project teams are migrating their infrastructure to cloud? So what are the things available in cloud? We'll discuss tomorrow, right? So same time, 7 a.m, 7 to 8 a.m, right? Sharp 7 a.m session will be started. Same link will work tomorrow, right? So if you are interested, you can join into the WhatsApp group. Once you make the fee, you will be added into WhatsApp group, right? Fine, so we can stop here. So if you have any more questions, you can WhatsApp me, you can call me, right? We'll discuss. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ram.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ram.